Well, hello. Welcome to Freedom Friday. These dogs don't want me to be great. I don't know what it is, but they just act like that. But good morning to you. I hope that you have had a good week. Really rude. I hope that you have had a good week. And if you haven't had a good week, I hope that the weekend gets better, today gets better. I'm just glad that you have joined today for Freedom Friday. Y'all, holla at me in the comments so I can say a morning to you. Hey, Tister, good morning. She helped me solve a Scooby-Doo mystery this morning. I lost something and could not find it. And it wasn't until I asked. I just had to open my mouth and say something, and then boom, I found it. Just like that. In a way, I am excited about today because I actually had something planned today. And I was pretty hype about it. I had done all my notes and stuff last night. Excuse me while I take my cough drop out because trying to help these allergies. In a way. Sorry. Was that gross? My bad. You'll live. I had something all worked out. I heard something on the radio yesterday while I was listening, not on the radio, but while I was listening to a book, and I thought, boom, I know what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. So last night, I started jotting down my notes. And then today, when I go to post my reminder that I'm having Freedom Friday, I see a scripture pop up and this word just like jumps off the page at me. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing, God. So at 10 o'clock this morning, you're going to change it? Okay, that's cool. So shout out to the person who did it. Hey, Jackie. So let's get into it. Are there any Tyler Perry fans watching? Anybody that's just a fan of your boy Tyler, mostly of the character Madea? Y'all, this man has created a $1 billion industry over this woman, and we're in a chokehold over her. We want to see everything Madea. We want to see Madea goes to jail. Madea goes to prom. Madea takes communion. Madea visits the prison. We don't care what it is. Every time he comes up with something, people are like, boom, I need to see it. So this scripture jumped out. Well, this word jumped out for me today, and immediately it made me think of Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where he's talking about peace be still. Excuse me, peace be still. Now, my favorite is actually The Family That Prays. I'm a huge Alfre Woodard fan. Those is my folks over there. Okay, but Diary of a Mad Black Woman just does something to me, y'all. I gets upset to see her get pushed down them stairs in that Whitney Houston dress, and Charles put her out. I wasn't having it. But what jumps out for me this morning is the line, peace be still, where Madea is talking about her Smith & Wesson. She's talking about peace is still, right? So I started thinking about that, and automatically it got me to thinking about, for real, peace. Now, if we're honest with ourselves, we have some Madea moments. At least I do. I don't see anybody saying nothing in the comments, so y'all might not be Tyler Perry fans, and that's fine. You don't have to be for the purpose of what we're talking about today. But I have to be real and say sometimes I feel more like the Smith & Wesson Peace Be Still than I do the King James Version of Peace Be Still. Now, you might not want to just go ahead and come through with that. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm petty. I have my days where I really do be like, hey, God, can I get a freebie? Now, that might not be your story. You are just, ah, and that's fine. I'm not always, ah, I'm more like, bring them out, right? So I have my days where instead of me pursuing, I wasn't even going to say that, but there's a scripture that says to pursue peace. So instead of me pursuing peace, I find myself being more of the let's get into it. Good morning, Dr. V. So excited to have you on today. So I have my days, y'all, where I actually have the audacity, the gall to say to God, can I get a freebie today? Yes, I know that's not holy, God. Right. Righteous? Yeah, I know it's not. Uh-huh. Peaceful, humility. Yes, God, I am aware that I am none of those things at this moment. So what I'm asking you is, can I get a freebie? I am bothered and I just need to tear up some stuff. Okay? Some folk, right? I just need a freebie. Now, y'all, let me be real. I don't want nobody to die, but I would like to pluck their nose hairs out with hot tweezers. I know that's not y'all. I'm aware that that's not your thing, and that's fine. That's fine. All I'm saying is some days pursuing peace is difficult for me. Now, it is my goal, but some days it is indeed difficult for me to pursue peace. So today I want to talk about peace because I think, this is just my opinion, that it is one of the most valuable commodities that we have. When you don't have peace, you understand how valuable peace is. When you are in a place where your mind is just everywhere, you can't rest, you can't think, your emotions are here, you don't have peace. For me, what does it look like to not have peace? All of those things. I can't sleep. I'm replaying conversations. I'm thinking, y'all know you get to that. What I should have said was, but oh my God, did I actually say that? That was terrible. And those are the things that peace. How am I going to get through this? God, what is getting ready to happen? How are you going to fix this? What are you going to do? I mean, I got questions. Now, I was raised around people who said you couldn't ask questions, but I see a whole lot of question asking going on in the Bible. So it's my guess that I really can ask some questions. There are some things where he said, if you lack wisdom, let him ask. So who is I'm supposed to ask if I'm not allowed to ask questions? Hello. Hey, cousin Tio. So I have some questions. God, what are you getting ready to do? How are you going to get me through this? And God, if you're not going to get me out of it, I'm going to really need some answers on how we going to get through it. I need to know what you're doing. And that is because I don't have peace. I'm not at peace with what's going on or what's happening. And so those things can become very overwhelming. I can get to the place where I have anxiety. Y'all, peace is so valuable. So valuable. And again, you may not be the freebie person, but me, some days I'm like, God, let me just go ahead and give me a freebie on this one and I'll fix it myself. Now, God, if I mess this up, I'm going to need you to come in and do your thing. Go ahead and handle that for your girl. But give me a shot at it because I just can't take this anymore. I am just about this whole thing, right? Or, like I said earlier, I have a Medea spirit. I'm feeling like peace be still. Peace is still. Peace was still. You feel me? So let me get into, I have 4 things that I want to talk about that can still your peace. Now, before we get into those 4 things, when I wrote down in my little notes, peace be still, I wrote it both ways. I wrote STILL as in calm down, hold up, wait a minute, that piece right there. And then I wrote STEEL because some days your piece has to man up. It needs to be hard. It needs to not be wavering and have all this flexibility in it, all this softness in it. But your piece needs to be still. It needs to be hard as still. Your peace needs to be rooted and grounded. Now, when I say your, I mean me. I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all are just here listening and having a good time. But I'm talking about me. Hey, how are you, Mother Ruthie? The theme of the season. Come on here. Peace be still. We've got to get to that place. But let me use Jesus as an example and show you 4 things that can steal, S-T-E-A-L, your peace. So let me get into it. Number 1, using Jesus as our example. The one thing that can steal our peace, hey, Karan, is abandonment. Now, maybe you've never experienced that. And how was Jesus an example of that? One of the things that jumped into my head was Jesus as a 12-year-old boy. Now, here's what we know. He was man and divinity, right? He was both. So as a 12-year-old boy, did he have the mind frame of a 12-year-old boy? Did he have the emotions of a 12-year-old boy? Here's what we find out. At 12 years old, Jesus was abandoned at the temple. Now, I use the term abandoned because his mother, his father, the folks that he came with that came up to worship, they all rolled out and they were gone an entire day's journey. Now, a day may not seem like a whole lot to you, but when you think about how they traveled, a day is a long time, right? Hey, Miss Carlene, a day. So he was left without his parents. But what I loved about Jesus, he was unbothered. The scripture does not tell us that Jesus was running around like, oh no, what am I going to do now? What's getting ready to happen to me? What's going down? But he was unbothered. And when they realized a whole day later that Jesus was not in the crowd, he was not with them, that they had left him behind. Y'all, when they realized it, of course they had to go get him, right? Okay, but here's what got me. Jesus says to his mother, did you not know that I have to be about my Father's business? What? Jesus was not like, I cannot believe you did this, but he was like, I'm on assignment. And you going your way does not change my assignment. You going your way. He wasn't studying them, Tina. You going your way and doing what you were doing, even though it wasn't an intentional abandonment, he was left behind. There are sometimes that it's going to be intentional and sometimes that it isn't intentional, that things just play out that way. But what I love is it did not change his passion for his assignment. And too many times we allow what people do to change our passion for our assignment. It affects how we do what we do because of what they did or didn't do. Y'all, abandonment can steal your peace, but your peace needs to be still. Ooh, let me tell you, just keep doing what you're supposed to do. I wrote myself a note. Wherever they leave you at, make the most of that location. Woo! I felt like knocking something over this morning. I'm dead. Make the most of that location. It doesn't matter. I still have an assignment. There's still something that has to go down. My peace needs to be still. I need to be unbothered, right? Y'all, let me get to number 2 because I don't want to be here all day. Betrayal can steal your peace. When somebody betrays you, listen, been there. When somebody betrays you, it becomes a part of your everyday, your conversation, every thought. Child, you could be talking about peanut butter and jelly, and somehow that thing's going to loop back around to that betrayal because it's such an intimate and deep pain, right? So Jesus, y'all already know, my boy Judas agreed to give Jesus up for 30 pieces of silver. But Jesus wasn't studying him, Tina. He didn't trip, right? He didn't let him have it. He didn't fall out with Judas. Y'all, and here's the best part of this for me and what I was studying today. Not only did he not give Judas the business, okay, he called him friend. Now, because I'm petty, immediately I was like, Jesus, you a little petty? You got a little P-E-T-T-Y in you? Because that was kind of petty for you to call him that. But he wasn't being petty. He was being quite genuine. He was actually giving Judas a thank you. For the betrayal, God, I know you playing. You want me to thank them him for betraying me, because why? And why would I do that? Listen, Jesus thanked Judas for the betrayal because Judas's actions helped Jesus fulfill his assignment. He was doing Jesus a solid, baby, when he was trying to break him off. What in the world? He did him a solid. Yeah. I thought he was being petty, but Judas was actually being helpful. Sometimes when people kiss you goodbye, they're doing you a favor. Sometimes when they kiss you, they're doing you a favor. So your job is to be like Jesus and keep your peace, to be still, continuing the will of God for his life. Cousin, listen. Jesus. Y'all, I got a little excited about that because I thought, okay. Because, there's people, the songwriter said, backstabbers, smile in your face all the time, want to take your place. Backstabbers. Yeah, I've dealt with some folks who have been just that. But, baby, little did I know they were doing me a favor, doing me a solid, helping a sister out. Yeah, now it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that. But peace has to be your perspective. And when peace becomes your perspective, then you can feel that thing differently. That betrayal, even though it's an intimate, a deep hurt, and a deep pain, you can still feel it differently because now you have the perspective of peace. You have the salve of peace. You have the balm of peace. You have the balm of Gilead. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, sugar, let me get to number 3 because y'all, I can't be here all day. Another thing that comes to steal your peace. Things, lies. Y'all, a lie can steal your peace. When you have been lied on and you know it's a lie. Maybe you're not like me. Y'all, I have this issue and I've had this problem since I was probably forever, but excuse me, I remember in elementary school that if somebody said I did something, and there was a teacher who said I did something, y'all, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. That's the bottom line. Now, punishment was put out, and back in those days, they could paddle you, okay? He let me know that come Monday morning, he was whooping my tail. Yeah, it was on site. If I didn't write my sentences 100, I will not talk in class, blah, blah, blah. Baby, I played the whole weekend because I wasn't talking. Y'all, I've always had that issue that if you lie and I know I didn't do it, I'm going to say I didn't do it. And it's going to be a whole situation for me. It's going to be a whole problem for me. I has that problem. Y'all, I got back to school and didn't have them doggone sentences. And that man paddled my rump and called my mama. And my mama jumped me because she was like, when a grown-up tell you to do X, Y, Z. And my thing was, but I didn't do what he said I did. Y'all, lies will steal your peace. Now, as a grown-up, we're not skipping around. Hey, Sister Welch, we're not skipping around playing Jackson outside with cool cups and enjoying our lives when people have lied on us like we might have done as little kids. But as adults, it becomes difficult to deal with the lies. Hey, Sister D, but here's the thing. This is what Jesus did. This is what Jesus did. His enemies lied on him left and right. They did everything they could to discredit him, even though he was working miracles in their face. They saw what he could do. They still chose to lie rather than to acknowledge who he was, right? They still lied on him. And you might know some folks who lie on you no matter what you do, even if what you do is for them. You can do everything for them, baby, and they gonna still lie. Now, let me give you a side note here real quick. Some folks' DNA is LIE. Baby, when you know that, you know how to deal with them. That's what it is. You don't allow the DNA, the LIE DNA to steal your peace. Jesus did not allow them to steal his peace. He did not confront them. He did not go for broke with them. You know, there are sometimes if you read your scriptures about him where he didn't even say anything. He's too cool for me. He was too cool for me. Why though? Because again, he knew that their lies, just like Judas, was part of the plan. Baby, go ahead and lie. Go ahead and lie. It's all part of the plan. They had to lie on him. They had to. They had to, right? So understand that there are things that people are doing to you. It's necessary. It's necessary. Sometimes people have to lie on you so you can see the big picture. Tracy, that's what it is. You can see the big picture. Had they not lied, you might not have looked at them in that light. You may not have seen them in that light. You may have still been allowing your heart to believe something that isn't so. You needed to see them that way. It was part of the plan. It was necessary. Okay. Now, I had to write this down because this kind of jacked me up. The lies were part of the plan. Jesus knew that it was part of the territory he had to conquer, which is sin. Hey, cousin Paula. So this little note right here, y'all. Jesus was King of Kings and Lord of Lords, right? But his crown came with lies. Lies come with the crown. Yeah, if we're going to be crowned, we better know that lies come with the crown. Betrayal comes with the crown. Abandonment comes with the crown. Baby, it comes with the crown. Woo! Now, let me get to this. Y'all, when Jesus was on the cross, this one right here, y'all, this number 4 right here. When Jesus was on the cross, he was yet unbothered. Now, can you imagine the things he had suffered up until that point? We've fallen out over some stuff that seemed big to us, but think about what he had suffered up until that point, and he was yet unbothered. I can prove it. I can prove it. He wasn't on the cross begging to get down. He did not summon all of these angels that could come and tear that joint up. He did not, elevation comes with the crown, yes ma'am. He did not turn his back on his father. He did not quit his assignment. But y'all, here's what he did. This is how I know for certain that he was unbothered even on the cross. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Ha! Baby, some folks are fooling with you and they know not what they do. You got to be unbothered. But he had the nerve to pray for them and us, everybody, in his agony. In his agony, he held on to his peace, even in his agony. And he prayed, Father, forgive them. Listen, unforgiveness will steal your peace. Y'all know I had to go there. Unforgiveness will steal your peace. But here's the other thing I wrote. Not even death row could steal his peace. Not even death row could steal his peace. Why? It all had to happen. He knew he was getting up on the third day and he was getting up with all power. You've got to know that even when you go through all these things, you're going to get up again. You're going to rise again. This is not the end of your story. I don't know. Hey, Cousin Deborah, I don't know what you're facing. I don't know what's going on with you, but I want to encourage you with this scripture. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. Y'all, I got messed up after the comma. And he said, my peace. Listen, there's no peace like the peace that Jesus had. When you think about his peace faced down lies. His peace faced down abandonment, neglect by even his own. Where did you get these scars? In the house of my friends. Right? His peace took on all of those things. But he said, I'm going to leave that peace with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, I give unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Y'all, whatever you are facing, whatever you're going through, stop struggling using your peace and pick up his peace. Go ahead and use his peace. Go ahead. It's a gift. He said, I give it to you. Go ahead and accept the gift of peace from Jesus today. Don't let the enemy run roughshod over you with all these different things that he's bringing, because you know his assignment, he has one as well. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Don't let him steal your peace, but let your peace be still. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that things go well for you. There is peace available, whatever it looks like. Check your pocket for your peace. Madia was checking her pocketbook because she had the Smith & Wesson, but check your pocket for your peace. Make sure that you've accepted the gift of Jesus, his peace, and go ahead and deal with what you got to deal with and know that you're going to rise again. Come on, O'Hara, post it on my mirror. My peace I give. All right, y'all. I'm done. Love, y'all. Have an amazing weekend. Do me a solid and share. I'm so glad to see you on, Mother Ruthie. Miss you too. You guys, do me a solid and share with somebody. Help somebody get through what they're going through and let your peace be still. Holla at your girl. I'm out. Bye.